Hi, it's Olivia. Catch me on the next episode of Straight Fact, presented by BIA Media and Currency Entertainment.
Straight Facts.
Back at it again. You already know Sosa on the cut.
Yes, sir. And your boy Ace. And today we have Olivia, who's a promoter, event planner, and as well manager of energy, which is joining us on the show. Thanks for coming, Olivia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Of course.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
That's what's up.
So-
That's what's up.
Tell us. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself and how did you choose a career in event planning?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Olivia. I'm an event planner, like independent event planner, but I also do event with U Ottawa. So I do a bit of event, like more like
Right.
music, but I also do like networking and workshop type of events.
GG affiliates here. GG affiliate.
Yes, U Ottawa, we won.
Okay.
And how did I choose my career? So I would say it's through my school. So I did went to school, like you can hear me. I went to school in Quebec. So I went to
A
Cégep.
little accent?
Tiny bit, just a
couldn't
tiny
hear
bit.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it Spanish, French? I'm not sure.
No, it is French. I'm born in
French.
France, so that's why.
Okay,
That's where the
from France
accent's
and
from.
française, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Baguette and all that, right?
All of that, yeah.
Okay. And can you give us a brief description of, your roles as an event planner? All right.
Okay, so basically, as an event planner, what I mostly do is I'm going to be helping finding the venue. I'm going to be the main point of contact for the venue and all of that. Depending on the event, I might be the one in charge of like the emails, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Maybe the one sometimes doing some contracts.
Is there a lot of emails that come in during these event plannings usually, or?
It really depends. Like for example, I work with Africa Live Canada, so I do Afrobeat Music Festival and Afrofest. So for
Yes.
those events, we do have a lot of emails, especially for like artists, for example. We have like okay. So the festival was in August this year, and maybe like a week, 2 weeks after, we already had like artists like sending email.
Wow.
So yeah, it's already starting.
So
and the
then
next
emails-
festival is next summer.
So emails, and then what else? What else goes into it?
Yeah.
So I'm basically the main point of contact for artists, for vendors, for volunteers. So I was the one in charge of all of the volunteers. I was the one doing the schedule, for example.
Yeah.
I was the one like making sure that like I had all of their name ready,
Right,
that everybody
right.
knew where to go when and all of that.
Yeah.
What else did I do? I was the stage manager too, actually, for the show. So for the stage manager part, I was mostly, I'm the one who did also the lineup.
Right.
So I did a lot of everything.
So it's
Sounds
a lot of
very-
work. Yeah.
I did a lot of
It's
everything.
a lot of things to manage.
Yeah,
definitely.
it's not very
I would
hectic.
imagine.
The lineup. I mean, so such talking
Yeah.
about the lineup, last.
Yeah.
And even before you talked about the lineup, I was gonna talk about the volunteers.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
yeah,
lot of
that's
So
it's a
like
lot of
festivals
things.
need volunteers.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
we were
of
lucky for
lot of parts
the
to keep
Afrobeat
ahead.
one because
Yeah.
they had like good artists. Like we had that P Square that was there. They
Yeah.
had Focalistic, Cranium. So a lot of people actually want to see the artists too. So a part of volunteer at some point, you can get to have some breaks. Sometimes you do
Yeah.
the morning. So some people just come half of the day so
Yeah.
they can enjoy some of it. So that's why it was easier to actually get the volunteer.
There's good
because-
incentive behind it
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that event was great. They had P Square, and I was very surprised.
Yeah, they
You
were
know?
very good. They were so nice too. Very
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah.
So, what personality traits or skills, as well as education, do you feel as if you need to be an event planner?
I feel you have to be very, very organized.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah,
That's
you
all.
need to have good communication skills.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of
Coordinating.
yes,
Yeah, I would imagine.
and a lot of planning too,
Yeah.
and also maybe a good sense of analyze because sometimes you can have issue. You need to like think ahead too.
Critical thinking.
Yeah, OVs is the main important one for sure.
And like, what event like software and tools do you use, and why do you use them?
I don't really use any like that because I just mostly do the planning part. So I'm mostly just gonna like use Google Doc and like all of the Google one because
Yeah.
it's connected, so everybody can have access to it.
Right. Everybody knows
other
how to
than
use
that,
Google.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Other than that, I do like Canva sometimes if I have to do some visual from time to time, but I'm not the main person doing the visual.
Right.
So mostly I know like how to use most of them like if needed. but mostly it's really just the planning part. So I don't use that much tools.
Yeah.
What information do you usually get before taking on a potential client overall?
Okay. So I would say, first of all, I'm going to look at the social media, just see like the social media presence.
Yeah, you popping a nod. Yeah, just say it.
You have to just see the social media for sure, and you have to see the actual work too, because even though you're popular, that don't mean you're good.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true.
And then I will have to see maybe if they did like the previous work or anything like that.
Right.
Maybe see like the reputation too. I can maybe like sometimes ask to people, oh, did you ever work with this person? Stuff like that. Like I know it happened in the past that I was supposed to work with, like someone asked me to work for the event, but I wasn't too sure about it.
Right.
Then I asked, and it was a good thing that I asked.
Yeah. You kind of answered my next question. You know, it was kind of like, you know, what information you get from a potential client before you actually, no, sorry. I didn't mess this up. But yeah, you answered this very well. How do you keep up with the industry trends?
Keep up the industry trend. Well, you have to always look at what is out there, look at what the other are doing. Have to look. Of course, social media for that kind of work is very, like, I think the most important.
Right.
The most important thing to look at.
Oh, you would say so?
Yeah, because I feel like most of the promotion, all of the event, like it's all gonna be, you can find them like Eventbrite, for example, and like Facebook, that kind of stuff, but
all
most of them is mostly like Instagram and TikTok.
Right.
Mostly Instagram for event though.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, yeah.
So would you say that, you know, you talk about TikTok, Instagram, like, would you say
You have
it's even now? Would you say it's on par now?
Yeah.
I think it really depends on what you want. If you want to do event promotion,
So you use TikTok that much?
I don't even have TikTok, but I know that like a lot
Right.
of people use
Yeah.
TikTok. Like for
Yes, a
example,
lot
if you
of
want to be
people.
an artist, like if I take my manager work, for
Yeah.
example, I would advise going on TikTok, put your song on TikTok, because it's so easy to have just one song out there going viral and then
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
You just have to
15-second
continue
clip.
to be good and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
15.
So how do you make a successful event budget?
So that's like the very stressful part. So that's the part I try to avoid, trying to work with like other like associations, for example, like Africa Live Canada. I don't have to deal with budget, but I did my own event on my own before, and it's a lot of like planning. It's a lot of like trying to deal with the venue, like, oh, can you like give me this for that price? It's a lot of like.
So some events you have that task, but some others, like you mentioned Africa Life, it's kind of like part of the package, like.
Yeah, like because we're Africa Live Canada, we're like a group. So my part of the job is not really the budget. It's really just the organization, the point of contact, and that kind of stuff.
Okay, I see.
But yeah, I'm trying to avoid budget.
Yeah.
It's just stress
The
me. I'm like
delegate.
giving number. Yeah, usually
yeah.
budget I try to give it to other people. I don't like dealing with those.
Yeah, for sure. And what do you do if you like you go over budget, right? Like are you screwed?
Has that ever
Like,
happened?
What do you do?
That never happened to me, but if it happens to me, then it is on. It is what it is. It's on me, and that's my L. That's it.
Right. I mean, I guess there's no money spent. There's no money, right?
Yeah.
Swipe the cards.
It is what it is. The money's gone. So
Gotta
Yeah,
make
makes
it happen somehow, right?
So there's no credit involved. It's all like actual budget, and the money's there.
what do you mean?
Like in a sense, like yeah, you mentioned like you know it's almost impossible to go over budget.
I mean, usually the way it is, for example, if you want to do a show at a venue, depending on the place, either they're gonna say, oh, you have to spend that amount of money.
Right.
But a lot of places, if you do a bit of talking, they're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna take that much percentage at the door. So no matter what, they're just gonna take the percentage at the door, and
Right.
you're not gonna lose money.
The numbers work.
Yeah, and they're just gonna say like, okay, I want to sell that much amount of alcohol at my
Yeah.
club, for example.
Yeah.
And then you just have to bring the people that you know they're gonna spend money on alcohol, and then you should be fine.
Yeah. For sure.
So what would you say would make an event successful to you? And how do you measure success?
Okay. So I would say an event that is successful is an event that bring people,
Yeah.
and how can I measure that an event is successful is if the people are happy, just like seeing how the people react to the people on stage, just see the smile on their face, if
Seeing
they
it come
like-
together essentially.
Yeah, just see if they like dancing, just like seeing how the people react to the event.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And what steps do you take to handle, last minute, unexpected setbacks, before and during an event? And have you ever dealt with a difficult client? I mean,
Okay, so that did happen actually.
Mm-hmm.
A last minute, not a step. Yes, a step back. He was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always gonna take the same example because that's the main
Yeah.
one I have. The
Yeah.
Afrobeat Music Festival, for example.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have diamond platinum.
I remember that. Nah, but it's all good, man.
I know,
It
but
happens.
I don't know if I should say the real reason.
I mean, they still had some great acts. They still had some great
Yeah,
acts.
but he did say whatever you say on his story wasn't the truth.
Oh, is that an exclusive?
Should I say it?
Hold up.
Go for
I
it.
did see that the post that he posted. He said he couldn't come in for Toronto and Ottawa.
Yeah, they did have some issue with this flight. Though.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, the visa wasn't there. It wasn't true.
right.
But he did have some issue with the flight.
Did have
so
issue
that's,
with the flights.
that's why he couldn't come.
Right.
So half of the answer was
Half was
half
legitimate.
of it was legit. But
Right.
yeah, so what happened is that we just planned ahead like
Mm-hmm.
that. They told me and I had to just change the whole
Yeah.
lineup the day before. And
Yeah, it was a great
actually
success
it was the
regardless.
same day of it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great success regardless.
Yeah,
we had
good.
Slim actually on the podcast. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah.
very good. Even like the coming up, the leading up to it.
Yeah.
And like the second part of my question was, have you ever dealt with a difficult client?
A difficult client?
Doesn't sound too fun.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like the challenge. I don't
I
know.
mean, other than Diamond was kind of difficult. 'cause
Oh, was he like
he missed his flight because it was difficult.
okay?
Yeah.
So other than him, I've really been very lucky with all of the artists I've been with. But you want to come back. He's gonna come back. Diamond's gonna
Right,
be back
right,
at some
right. He's
point.
done-
Don't
he's
worry.
got
He's
a big
still a
fan
very
base,
great
yeah.
artist. We love him.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
so definitely.
But no, I've been super, super lucky. Like all of the artists I've been with, they were super nice. Like P Square, they're like very, very popular, but they were just so nice to people. They had like a lot of like fangirls in the back, like just
Yeah.
like
Now, P Square is like
sneaking and whatever, and they were like, "Oh no, don't worry, let them
Yeah.
in." They were like giving them hugs,
Yeah.
giving them all pictures. They were like so kind, super nice. Kreiner was super nice too.
It was just
Yeah,
a good
he was talking with
experience.
a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
super nice, super
Yeah.
nice people.
So,
And what
I
is
was-
the best way to choose an event venue?
Had some-
It really depends on the event you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say really depend on the type of event, the type of number, of
Yeah.
the number of people you want, the vibe you want. So,
Right.
So yeah, it really, really
It
depends.
really depends, huh?
Yeah.
So how do you use social media how do you use social media as you're planning or promoting an event overall? How does that all factor in
So
to
I
setting
would
up an
say
event?
To plan an event, other than like maybe reaching out to like promoter, reaching out to like
Like networking?
yeah,
Yeah.
like I would say it would be more for like networking, and then what was the second part of this question again?
The part of the question was, so how do you use your social media platform to promote?
Okay, to promote.
The
Oh,
event.
for promote, I think social media is probably the main platform for sure. I always try to tag the people that are going to be in the event, like the artists, so they can repost it. And I always try to put the location too, so people can find the event through the location. So you just try to like put tags,
Yeah.
Yeah.
mention
Yeah.
people, and just do the most so like
Yeah.
it can be like everywhere.
Yeah. It's like to answer Sosa's question, a lot of screen time, right?
I would
Like,
imagine.
yeah, that's the day and age we're in.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Sosa.
Are there any event types you find particularly interesting or exciting to plan?
Yeah. I would say my favorite is festival for sure. I always been a very big fan of festival. So yeah, I find it's very interesting because it's a lot of artists in like a very short period of time. And they
Yeah.
always like we try to do like a lot of like little event and like just a lot of entertaining thing. They also have like we try to have for us we have like the food aspect too. We have like I don't know, just a lot of like
There's
different
a lot
things.
of things to consider overall when planning that type of event, I would imagine, right? So
Yeah, they do.
you
But
have
we
the
have a
music.
not a big team. It's actually not that big, but everyone is very good at what they do.
Yeah.
So that's why we yeah.
Yeah, a lot of delegating. you know?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like,
Yeah.
how do you delegate the task overall? Like, do you have like a specific team that like handles a specific aspect of the event?
Yeah. So everyone has so it's mostly like Slim that's gonna be like Slim and P and like
Yeah.
Chris, which is the director. They're
Yeah.
the three that are gonna be on top, and they're the one that's gonna be like more delegated. And then me, sometimes I have to delegate from like too
Delegates
busy.
to us.
Yeah, but usually me it's very just for like volunteer because I don't always have the time to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the main job, and then I'm just gonna tell the other what to do for like the day of the festival type
Yep.
of thing.
Are there any event types that you would refuse to plan overall?
So right now, I try to very focus on like more like music and more professional events. So anything that is like house parties or like
Oh, yeah.
mansion parties or like that type of thing. No, I don't. I don't.
mention party, Olivia. We need numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't try to promote those.
Yeah.
And if it's in like clubs too, like depending on like the event, if it's like an artist that
Oh,
do
wow.
like a appearance at the club, something like that, I'm gonna promote it. But if it's just like a regular club, not just a regular club promoter, like I did that before and it's okay. I don't even go to the club anymore.
Yeah.
So my friend don't go to the club like that anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm
I know.
not there anymore.
You were talking about off camera about that to
Yeah.
us a bit
The club
earlier.
riser, it's beyond me now.
Yeah.
I'm past it.
For
Makes
sure.
sense,
No,
makes
you
sense.
definitely, moving on up, there's definitely, different categories. I mean, a festival is a big deal.
Yeah,
know?
festival,
Definitely.
For sure.
There's no small task. Now, if you could plan your dream event, with a person of your choice, who would it be, and what would be the event? What would the event consist of?
Yeah.
So
A house party.
absolutely not. So I would say that since I love festival, it would be a festival for sure. Someone that I would love to work with is Rema. I love Rema.
Okay,
He's my
okay.
favorite artist for sure. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Rema. Hopefully he's gonna come to the festival. We pray for that.
He's an Afrobeat artist. Am I correct?
He is my
Yeah.
favorite
So you're a big
artist.
Afrobeat fan then?
I am actually, yeah. I've been listening to a lot of Afrobeat. I'm also a R&B fan, so
Right.
I really love Tory
Right.
Lanez.
So why not bring an artist you like
Yeah.
that's popping, right?
Yeah. So I would do some kind of like kind of what I already do, but just bring Rema, please. That's it. I'm just asking for Rema.
That makes a lot of sense. Now you're very bright, because again, you please the people, someone popping, and you happen to like the artist.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
You
Sounds
can-
like a dream event. To
Yeah,
me.
you can't really go wrong with that one.
Yes, sir.
So, what brings out the most excitement for you in planning an event?
The most exciting part of it
Yeah, essentially.
is for sure the day of the event. So I would say the day of the event, and especially the last act of the event,
Yeah.
because that's when I'm like done working usually. Like
Yeah.
I can just like actually enjoy the show and look at it and all of that. So I would say the day of the event
Yeah.
when it's done.
No, that
Yeah.
makes
Not when
sense.
it's done. The last artist.
Yeah. You started answering, and at first I thought you were gonna say the day before the event.
Yeah.
I was like,
That'd be the worst day.
and the worst thing.
Yeah.
Diamond, what do
That's,
you mean?
that's where the problem happened. The week before an event, that's where everything go well. A week before,
That's when all the stress
problem.
happens, right?
All the problem
Yeah.
happen. People can't come anymore. No, they have something else they want. Always happen.
Gotta adapt to the change.
You have to be ready for it.
Survival of the fittest. Now, finally, we know that you also manage Energy, right?
Yes.
Your artist, who's about to come on set. So, just before we let you go, we just want to know what made you decide to manage him. And what do you see in his future, right? And that's very big.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did I decide to manage Energy? So, first of all, I got asked by Energy to help me with his album release show. So, I'm happy with that. And
So
we
he
just-
identified you.
Yeah. So we had like a friend in common, and they can like
Mutual
put us
friend?
together. Yeah, mutual friend, and then we did a show together.
Yeah.
And we just worked very well together, and I just liked the way he was performing. I think that he actually had a talent.
Yeah.
And all of that. So I said that no matter what, I was gonna help him doing promotion, anything. And then he asked me if I could actually manage him, and since we were good together and everything, I accepted.
Right.
it. Yeah.
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah. It just like happened naturally.
Yeah.
It works well.
For sure, and then your industry as well. I mean, and the music's popping. I'm not just saying this;
It
it's
is.
bumping it.
No, it's very good. You guys have to
Yeah.
check it out.
And go
Do
ahead.
you have, I was going to say, sorry about that. Do you have any events that we should be on the lookout for?
Look out for? Yes. So they have, I don't know when the interview is going to be out, But they have Pretty Boy DO that's gonna be in Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal the weekend of the 25th, 26th, 27th, I think. So you guys should definitely go to this show. Because I look it up and he's very good.
We'll,
You have a lot of energy. If you don't know him, go look it up.
we'll work with the producers to
Yeah.
drop it before. Don't worry. And that's straight FedEx. Thanks for
Thank
coming,
you so much
Olivia.
for coming.
Thank
Eh?
you.
Thank you so much.